Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to ETS2, and we are continuing our journey northeast in Scandinavia. In our upgraded Scania 164, wanted to start with the view from the rear and those lights, RJL, and I believe it's BKC Customs, Bad Karma Customs. If I am wrong about that, I apologize. Man, I know it's the RJL Scania. I believe those lights are by Bad Karma Customs, and I just wanted to show the lighting. Really amazing. And also, shout out to NVIDIA for being NVIDIA, so we can render these lights. I love it. Right. So let's keep moving here. Yeah. Oh. Struggle is real. It's really not. I mean, we say that and we're joking. We're not really struggling. There are people in the world that are really struggling. And it ain't us. We're just playing a video game. I'm gonna get out here on the street, check my lift axles. I can see the indicator for the lift axle when the truck is up, and I typically put them up and down at the same time, so we're not gonna check. We can just assume that we're good to go on the lift axles. Right, last episode, the struggle. We were pulling in here to Willys, over here. I don't know what Willys is, if that's a European chain. I'm not familiar with it. But we were pulling into Willys to get some sleep. We were exhausted. We were falling asleep at the wheel. We got fuel here in... I want to say the name right. We still are in Örnsköldsvik. I'm only going to say it once because I feel like I nailed it the first time and I don't want to mess with it. We were in this town. We got fuel because we needed fuel, and we passed fuel on the way to a rest area. And we were pulling into the rest area. We were really about no more than 100 meters, 200 meters from the rest area. Game crashed. Oh, game. Oh, game. Alright. I'm going to be excessively courteous, and then this is where I get nailed. Somebody lets me out, I go behind them, and somebody comes up on the inside and just nails me. Traffic circles, my nemesis. Right. So, we were just pulling into Willys in Örnsköldsvik, and the game crashed. I've had so many crashes since we've been in Scandinavia. I'm really... I mean, I know why. It's the mods. It's always the mods. And the thing is, it goes with the territory. If you're going to run a lot of mods, you're going to have a lot of crashes. I wish there was a way to say, if you sort them out, if you're super mindful of mod conflicts, you can avoid crashes. You can minimize them. You can certainly minimize them, but you can't eliminate them. And the reason why is, particularly with ProMods, it's such a big map that... So you've got ProMods, and ProMods, I mean, I don't want to be a fanboy about anything, but I don't want to be a ProMods fanboy and say that they're perfect or they don't have any problems. I won't say that. I will say they have exceptional customer service. They're very active on their own forums, and they seem to be an organization that really cares about the quality of their product. So ProMods is pretty solid, and it seems that they address issues very quickly, and they do some good testing before they release a V. So that leaves all of our other mods, and I think there are times when we just sort of have to acknowledge that there are two good mods that don't play well together. And when that's the case, you just decide which one matters most to you. You keep that, and you don't use the other one, or you don't use them both at the same time. Maybe you keep that other one in your mod folder and you know, well, I can use this one as long as I don't use this one, and vice versa. But you prefer one over the other, so that's the one you primarily run. Right? Makes sense, but the problem is with ProMods, it's so big that you may be able to operate completely groovy on one half of the map and only have a mod conflict in a very specific part of the map. And I think that's, well, I know that's tricky, because when it does happen, there's, at least for me, there's a part of me that thinks, well, you know what? Maybe I just won't come around this part of the map very often. But you don't know that until you get to that part of the map. So I've been really stable all up through the UK. France, I'm stable around Amsterdam, and I guess all of Holland, Luxembourg. Belgium, I'm stable. All up through the UK. Ireland, I'm stable. Faroe Islands, Iceland, I'm stable. And Norway, I was stable. I feel like it was only when I crossed into Sweden that I started getting crashes, and really kind of consistent crashes. And when I say consistent, I guess I don't mean consistent in location, but the game has been crashing pretty regularly since I got into Scandinavia. But I'm not giving up on it, and I'm not giving up on this mission. You know what our goal is here. We're going all the way up to the North Cape, and we'll be in Russia a little bit. I mean, when I say Russia, I think of the Great Steppes and Rus map, and heading down to Moscow and that sort of thing. We won't necessarily be going that far. Well, we won't be going that far because I don't have Rus map or the Great Steppes installed. The Great Steppes? The Great Steppe. There's just one Great Steppe, but I don't have those installed. But we will be going into Russia just a little bit, and that's our goal. And we're gonna stick with it till we get there. And we may have some crashes. Now, fortunately, last episode it happened literally 10 seconds from the end of the episode. So, fortunate for us, I didn't need to do any. Well, I didn't need to re-record the video, and I also didn't need to do any editing, which I am desperately trying to avoid. I don't want to edit. I want to leave in the fail. I think the thing about a game crash is it's not necessarily my fail. Although, philosophically, we could come at it from one angle and say, yeah, of course it's your fail. You picked the mods. But that's, I mean, we're parsing things pretty deep at that point. But I don't want to have any edits, so I'm fortunate that it was at the end of the episode. And, it's really weird that I've heard YouTubers say, and you can typically hear them because you can tell that they're a little frustrated, but I've heard YouTubers say, oh, I had to re-record this video. And, I mean, I got that. I've had to go back to a save game. I've had to start again. It's frustrating to do work that you've already done. But I didn't realize how extra frustrating it was to do that when you're recording. And the reason is, you're sort of on when you're recording. And I've said this several times, you're not exactly in character, but you're sort of on. Now, where do they want me to go? I see green arrows. I see some writing in Swedish. There's a sign. Looks like trucks. It's a lorry. Looks like trucks to the right. How far to the right? All the way to the right? Sort of to the right? Split the difference. I'm going down here. You sort of need to be on when you're recording. And you come up with some good stuff. I've heard some things when I review the videos. I've heard some things and I think, oh, that's not bad. I mean, it's not It's not comedy gold or anything, but I think, yeah, that's not bad. That doesn't suck. So the thing about re-recording a video is, I think there's only one place we can go. Yeah, right across the... That's not the Baltic Sea, is it? What is that? That's something. The thing about re-recording a video is, at least for me, the question is always, do I try to do those things again? Because the first time I said them, they were spontaneous and they were legit. It just popped into my head. If I say them again, now I'm doing a bit, and I don't want to do a bit. I don't ever want to do that. But it's good stuff. So, and I'll tie that in with something I said in an earlier video about the well not running dry. You do another video and you come up with some new funny things. But it's still frustrating to know, not just that you have to do the same work twice, but that you may have lost some good stuff. Where are we going here? I guess we're going down here. I can't see where else we'd go. All the way around? I'm not seeing any other exit. It's got to be down this way. Right, okay, this is looking promising. Customer expects delivery very soon. Well, yes, I had to take a boat, and I had to take a nap. I just saw 101 kilometers for the estimate, and now we're down to 0, so I think it's going to hopefully cycle back here and give me a new estimate. Hopefully. There we go. Yeah, that's about right. Well, it's daylight. That's nice. All right. Good on fuel, good on sleep. 93 kilometers. Here we go. Yeah. Frustrating to have to re-record material, particularly when you had good stuff, and then knowing that it, not just that you have to re-record it, but that the good stuff you came up with may be in a way gone, that you can't. There you go. That you can't. You can't reuse it, or it'll sound rehearsed, and that's not where I want to be as a YouTuber. I don't want to be doing a bit. I don't want to be doing a character. I want to be doing something real and something legit, even if I am just playing a video game. Everything I do, I want to do it well. And I feel all right. I think I just jammed up that Mercedes. Sorry, buddy. I cannot quite get a handle on the stopping distance with the Frosty physics. Nice looking city here. I'm going to go third person for a minute. Oh yeah, that's all right. Go through Vasa. Now, I've been told that in Scandinavia, the Scandinavian languages, which would be what, Danish, Finnish, Swedish, and Norwegian, and Icelandic, told you pronounce every vowel. So I don't know if this would be Vaasa or Vasa, or whatever it is. We're going through it. I realize I'm probably beating at my fuel economy a little bit right there. And then I could be a little more cautious with the shifting. We're doing okay on money. I think we could pay off our loan. In fact, I'll have to remember that when we get to our delivery point. I will pay off our loan, which means we own this truck free and clear. I don't know if we'll get any money back when we downgrade back to... Don't crash. Don't. Game. Alright. I'm looking up in the corner. I've got the NVIDIA frame rate counter that is not... You can't see it, but I can. I'm not teasing you when I say that. Like, I can see it, you can't. I just mean it doesn't show up in the recording, so it's not cluttering up your view. When we get everything sorted out at the end of our journey, we will. All right. We'll take this truck back to its original 4x2 setup, and we're going to hop in our other MAN. We're going to trade that in for the Madster MAN. Go from there. 82 kilometers, should be maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Just need to kind of be careful. This last part of the delivery, this is when I always seem to take damage, and I'm not sure why it is, other than possibly I'm hurrying. I don't think, I'm not, but I don't think, I know the game is not set up to come after you or cause damage toward the end of the trip. That would be unbelievable. I can't see a developer doing that. Just not fair. This isn't Super Mario Maker. Or Cuphead. Oh, Cuphead. Nope. Alright. So we are on the other side of... I'm not sure what that body of water is. I believe the Baltic Sea is over, well, toward the Baltic states. So I think we're... Well, are we in Finland now? I think we're in Finland. So maybe that is the Baltic Sea. I don't know. Whatever that body of water is, we've crossed it now. So we are on the, I believe, the side of it that we want to be on. We're in Finland, and we can just continue tracking northeast now. And we did start to level up on long jobs, so we may, at this point, we may be able to get a job taking us up toward Murmansk. That's ultimately where I'd like to end up. I don't have, there's nothing unique or specific about Murmansk. I've been there before on ProMods. It's a great looking city. It looks very different than anything in Europe, so that's nice visually to have that variety. But mostly I just want to get there because it's the furthest northeast part of the map at the moment. I imagine ProMods will continue adding. In fact, I am confident that if this game continues to evolve in another 3 or 4 or 5 years, I imagine that the regions will continue to expand out until they begin to touch one another. And it would not surprise me if you could drive from Iceland to Siberia, right, literally all the way across Asia. That India would be represented, Middle East down along the Mediterranean, and that you would be able to drive from the Atlantic to the Pacific. What I don't know is, in real life, do any lorries take trips of that length, or at a certain point is it just put in an intermodal container and either sent by ship or by train? I don't know. I mean, I would think if you make something in England and you sell it in bulk to somebody in Russia or China, maybe it goes by intermodal, but maybe it goes by truck. I don't know. You know, let us know in the comments. What would the longest European truck trip be? What would the longest delivery route be? There. It's 1 in the afternoon. Now, in Europe, is McDonald's serving breakfast all day like they are in the United States? That was a day to remember. We're going to mark that day. Oh dear. We're going to mark that day on the calendar. The day that McDonald's began serving breakfast all day. I want to say this looks familiar. It does look familiar. What I don't know about ProMods, and when I say this, I'm not being an ass, not at all. But there's some areas where the actual layout of the roads looks so familiar. I wonder if they didn't borrow a section of map. And I can't blame them if they did, because I also can't imagine how many hundreds or thousands of hours of work is involved in putting something like this together. So if they did, I certainly can't blame them, but there are areas of the map that they do look a little familiar. Getting that stutter again, getting that scenery load. Don't you do it, game. Don't. And then the flip side of that coin is, I've played this game so much and I've been around ProMods so much that even though this is the first time I've been here in this profile, I'm almost positive I've been here before. And so we have to wonder, am I just remembering it because I've been here before? Looks like really need to find a way to selectively turn down that backup beeper. I mean, I guess it's designed to be very easily heard, but it's just a video game. It don't need to be blowing you out. It's going to give it to me, but I'm not feeling good about this. You know what? I'll take it. We made it this far with no crashes. I'll take it. Game crashes, I mean. And crashes, no damage. Fantastic. Right. Going to level up here in a bit. Let's take a quick look at the job market. If the game crashes here, I'll just see you next time. So let's take a look and see what we've got. We are here in Kokkola. So we can go to Estonia. South. Okay. That's getting us up there. We'll go this way. Norway would be the wrong way. Estonia would be the wrong way. Finland. All right. Okay, so this is a possibility as well. Okay, so these are our two choices. We'll know for next time. We can take LED lights north in Finland, or we can take, where did it go? We can take an excavator. Ooh, this looks like a fun one. Just so we don't lose this in the job market. But it is an urgent delivery. Okay, I'm not going to take that right now, and this is the reason why. I don't... No, I am going to take it. Because we just woke up. We didn't just wake up. We woke up... Yeah, we're good on sleep. We're good enough on sleep that... You see what I'm getting at. I didn't want to take the job. It's an urgent delivery. We wouldn't be able to sleep twice on the way. There's no ferry involved. So I didn't... There are some jobs that you can take where your fatigue level is such that there's really no way you can complete the job because you'll have to sleep. But equally, if you sleep now, before you go pick the job up, by the time you wake up, the job will be gone. So this one is right in the middle. We've got plenty of time before we need to sleep. We'll probably need to sleep once on the trip. But even on an urgent delivery, we should be able to sleep once. You see what I'm getting at. I don't want to lose that trip. It's heavy. It's not that heavy, and it's not 50 tons. But it's pretty heavy. And it's going our way. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with how the time compression works in this game. I cannot get in the habit of slowing down, and I just keep sliding through those intersections. It's going to bite me in the ass one of these times, and I'm going to take 30% damage to a cargo in one crash, and it's going to be entirely my fault. I must learn to slow down for intersections. So, what was I talking about? I completely forgot. Wow. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll spot it on when I review. Time compression, that's it. So, you know when you're on the highway, and oh dear, this is what you get when you hurry. On the highway, I believe it compresses, is it 15 to 1? 30 to 1? So 15 kilometers of game goes by in the time that 1 kilometer would pass in real life. Right. That changes when you get into cities. And the thing about it is you need to compress time and distance the same way, or things don't necessarily line up, but then you also need a little bit of artistic license in that if you see a sign that says the city is 300 kilometers away and you're driving 100 kilometers an hour, it's not going to take 3 hours of real time to get there. And every time this slows scenery, I'm just worried we're about to crash. If you see a sign that says 300 kilometers, you're traveling 100 kilometers an hour, it will not take 3 hours to get there. But when you see things on the side of the road like markers that say 100 meters to an exit, the countdown, 300, 200, 100, those do need to be accurate. So there's a lot of thought and creativity that needs to go into making time work in this game. And what I've discovered is the time compression and the distance compression seems to stop a little bit or change a little bit when you get into a city, and I believe the reason for that is, so a minute doesn't, let's say it's 15 to 1 is our compression. It means if we're sitting at a traffic light, a minute goes by every 4 seconds. If that's the case, and you drive through a lot of cities with traffic, there's a good possibility that you'll get upside down on time through no fault of your own. You're driving as quickly as you can, you just continue to hit. See him over there. You just continue to hit traffic, or you spend a lot of time driving through cities. Decision time. I think we chose poorly. Or did we? Now what's going on? Ah. From here, it looks like we're over way too far on these scales, but not the case. So I guess I get in the habit of looking at the mini-map and thinking something is this many minutes away, and depending on whether you're in a city or not, that can sometimes be the case. So when I saw 16 kilometers there, I missed this one. When I saw 16 kilometers there, I thought, oh, we'll get there in just very, very quickly. But because we were in a city, it took a bit longer. Right. No, missed it to the other side. Like always, take a look at our rig. This is what we're going to be hauling up into Russia next episode. Folks, thank you so much for coming by to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for ETS2, and we will see you next time. Take care now.